So, Billy, I'd like to start by saying a big thank you for you giving up your time. Adam and myself are going to ask you a few questions. We won't keep you long. First question has got to be, how's the injury?
Yeah, it's progressing. I've been in and out of hospital, different appointments, getting different exercises and whatnot to help me rehab. I've started running again, so I'm doing plenty of running, trying to get fitter, get up to speed. And I've been given the go-ahead to start training with the lads when we go back as well. Non-contact to start with, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, definitely.
How has the recovery from injury been impacted during COVID restrictions?
Quite a lot, to be fair, because the gym at the hospital has been closed. So she's just been giving me exercises, the physio at the Sunderland hospital, for me to do at home. If the gym was open at the hospital, I'd be going through full sessions with her. Obviously, if football was still on as well, I could be getting some things I've had in the physio at Shildon. So it has been impacted quite a lot, but like my profession, it's in sport and exercise. I'm a personal trainer anyway, so I'm pretty sound with what I need to do and how I need to improve it. And I know my body quite well as well. So if I feel like I can progress a bit further, I can do, and then I'll just play it by ear really and see how I'm feeling.
You've had a few injuries over the years, mate. Is this as bad as any you've had?
I think in terms of time frame, it's definitely the worst one I've had. They say Achilles is 6 to 8 months, possibly longer, over like a period like this where we're not in training all the time. But I think to be fair, I've never there's not many serious injuries I've had at Shildon. I've been out for 2 or 3 weeks here and there, and touch wood, I've been quite lucky. And especially with this one, even I've not missed many games due to the lockdown again. So hopefully I can come back and help the team push on when I'm fit again.
And obviously the season's been curtailed for a second time. What were your thoughts on that when you heard the news about
it? Well, from a selfish point of view, it means that I miss less games. But as far as the team's concerned, we were playing so well. Obviously in the Vars, we've had a good run. We beat a very good Stockton team, like quite comfortably in the end, and we were progressing really well. It's a shame that it has been curtailed. We don't know what the outcome's going to be yet. We're still waiting to hear, I think. So we just have to take out each day it comes really and see. Just get back to where we were before the most recent lockdown and kick on again, because we've got the squad to do it. We've shown that.
Season starts again in August like it usually does, Billy. I know it's a difficult question, but would you be fit and ready to go?
I'm hoping to be fit for when the FA Vars games start again, whenever that may be. Because, like I say, I'll be back in training hopefully the end of this month if we start then, and then back to contact training. So that's like tackling and everything like that towards the end of April. So as long as I keep doing what I'm doing and progressing as I'm progressing, I've got every chance of being involved. But like I said, the team is doing so well beforehand, it takes a little bit of pressure time frame wise off of me, because I don't feel like I need to rush back as much when we're doing so well, because the 2 lads up front, Sweetie and Dino, have been banging the goals in, working so hard. It's definitely taken a bit of pressure off my time frame.
In the FA Vars, we're playing a good Warrington side. Whether you're playing or, maybe not playing, are you looking forward to the game?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's something special about the FA Vars. We've had a few Vars runs in the past, and the feeling that you get when you win a game is it's 10 times more than any other game, really. Like the journeys back from away games and everything like that. And you see the celebrations with all the players when we score just a goal in the Vars. Everyone's together. Everyone's like buzzing with it. So the FA Vars is definitely a special competition, and obviously there's the big reward at the end of possibly playing at Wembley. But we have to take each game as it comes, because that's all you can do in cup games. You can't plan ahead. You need to be at your best every round, because there's some very good teams in this competition.
We've heard that you could be changing your job, Billy, and you might miss the odd game here and there. Is this right?
I was meant to be starting a new career basically in the police force as a trainee detective. starting. It was meant to be starting in January. Due to the injury, they've had to ask us to wait for a year. And if things go even worse, I might have to get reassessed for it. So there's no guarantee at the moment that I'll definitely be going on to it. But it would have been ideal to do it this year because I'd have been away Monday to Friday for 3 months, January to March. And I wouldn't have missed any games. But I just have to take it as it comes as well, because it's a career and it's a chance to be set up in life, basically, for like in terms of finances and moving on with my life. So I'll still be playing as when I can for Shildon if they'll want us after the lads have been playing so well up front. But I just have to see what happens. Really, it's hard to say whether how often I'll be here and how often I'll be away, because I have no idea, to be honest.
What has been your favourite moment from last season?
Last season, well, obviously last season got curtailed early as well, didn't it? And I sort of forgot, like, in a way, how well we were doing as a team and how well in terms of goal scoring I was doing, because we got the January time and it came up on me memories on Facebook that I'd scored my 31st goal in January, and I was like, well, it's been a nightmare that this being curtailed so early, because I could have gone on to, well, I'd already beaten my record, but I could have gone and set a marker in the league as one of the top strikers. So it has to be the goal scoring, really. But I think the players that we've brought in as well, they've all been like top lads. Like, there's never been a better set of lads at Shildon while I've been there. Everyone's in it together, and everyone's like, everyone gets on fantastically well. So I think probably the goals and also the team spirit within the lads has been probably the best part of last season.
You're our longest serving player, Billy, and you have been for quite a while. It seems that everybody that joins our club loves it here. What is it about Shildon that people like?
It's hard to say, really. I think we've had a moderate amount of success, really. Obviously, we've won like 3 Challenge Cups, League Cups, the league as well. So when you're winning games, there's no better place to be, really. We haven't really had many stages where we've not won for a long period of games. We've always been winning. So I think having that winning mentality, it goes a long way to like squad harmony and stuff like that, because when you're winning, everything's great, basically. And I think it's testament to maybe Gary beforehand and also Bobby now. They're bringing in the right players who they're not going to upset the apple cart. They're not going to try and get on anyone's wrong side or anything. Everyone seems to be in it together, and that's been the way since I've signed, basically.
This season, obviously, you've spent a lot of it on the sidelines. What's the match day experience like under COVID restrictions?
It's a tough one, because you've always got in the back of your mind, like, oh, we shouldn't be getting too close. I think the rules have been like a bit confusing, really, because we're playing football where you're bumping into like other lads all the time, and you have to make contact with other players when you're playing, and you're in the, like, it's very easy in the Premier League when you're in separate parts of a massive stadium and you have like massive rooms to keep distance. But for some of our dressing rooms are just absolutely tiny. There's no way you're keeping distance in there unless you're getting changed one at a time. So it's kind of tough what to do, basically, and especially when we score a goal as well. You can't really stop people from jumping all over each other, especially in the Vars games. And also you're sitting on benches packed in together as well, like that. So it's been a bit strange, because you feel like you're doing wrong, but you feel like there's nothing else you can do, basically. So you just have to just get on with it, basically. None of us have got COVID yet, so it must be all right.
You hit the 150 goals for Shildon recently. I don't suppose you've taken the null and void season's goals from your total, have you?
Oh, no chance. Scored them, haven't I? So can't be taking away goals. I'd have to give the plaque back and everything, wouldn't I? So I'll be counting them, definitely.
Equalising goal for Shildon scored by number 9 Billy Greulich Smith, and that's his 150th goal for Shildon.
Of all the goals, just talking about your goals, Billy, of all the goals you've scored for Shildon, do you have a favourite one?
There's a few that spring to mind, really. Obviously, the goal at the Stadium of Light, or any of my cup final goals. It's the most I've celebrated goals, I think, ever, because it's such an important game, and I've been quite lucky in a way to get those chances in the big games and being able to take them. Another of my favourite ones was there was a header from the outside of the box against Morpeth last season. It was to seal me hat-trick when we beat them 4-0, and that sticks in my head because it's sort of like instinctual. Like I just thought I'd head it that game. And
You don't score many headers from outside the box there.
you don't score many, yeah. And then another one was Stalybridge Celtic in the FA Cup when we beat them 1-0, and it was a left foot from outside the box.
That, Billy, was one of the few games I missed. I was away on holiday. That was the days when my wife used to book holidays during the football season.
Well,
So I've never seen that one.
At least she knows now not to. But there's no videos of that game anyway. There's no videos, so I'm a bit gutted. So it's just I've got a few pictures of it, and it's just in my memory basically. But that was one of my favourite ones as well.
In this FA Vars run this season, what's been your favourite moment from one of the FA Vars games?
Well, I've played one FA Vars game, and it was the game that had ruptured my Achilles. So we'll maybe stick away from that one. I'd probably say the Stockton game, because it's a little running joke in our group that when the draw comes out, you're going to get Stockton, Hebburn, Concert, one of the Northern League teams, basically, because there's that old myth that the draw's not very favourable to Northern League teams. We went down to Stockton, and it felt like we dominated for the whole game. Like Dino, Kurt, Sweetie, like playing up there, Posty, just unplayable. And then defensively, we looked very solid. I mean, Dom's come back from Taulaw, and he's looked like the Bishop Auckland Roberto Carlos back there, hasn't he? He's just been bombing up.
Different player, isn't he?
He's been really good. And to be fair, he's keeping Jordan out the team, who he's been working so hard to get back in. He's been doing really well in training, but it shows how well Dom's been doing, basically. But I think to a man, as a team, we were fantastic in that game. And I was nervous before the game because I know how good Stockton are, and I was sat with my feet up on the bench watching us dominate the game. And it was a nice feeling to know that like they're all in it together, and we're all there just pushing aside a very good Stockton team.
Can remember before that game chatting to you on the sidelines, William. We both said we've got a chance today. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah. I think it was the way we were playing. We've been very good. Luckily, we were playing Vars games quite often, every weekend at the time, because the league had been suspended. And it's good to get a bit of momentum in that competition, because you either win or you're out. So if you keep winning, then you're still getting that momentum going. You've got no league games. It's hard coming down from a Vars game into a league game, because you're on such a height in the Vars that it's tough to motivate yourself in a way for a league game unless it's a very big game. And we've seen that plenty of times in the past where we've dropped points against like arguably weaker teams in the league after a Vars game. So having Vars game after Vars game after Vars game was keeping our momentum going. And we came up with Stockton, and to be fair, we absolutely walked the game, and we didn't feel threatened at all.
Just going back to, you mentioned it earlier, scoring goals in cup finals, Billy. The fans always say you're a big game player because you always score goals in the big games. Have you any idea how many goals you've scored in cup finals?
I think there's only one where I didn't score in open play, but then we ended up scoring. I scored the penalty in the winning penalty. So it depends how many cup finals we've been in. Is it 3, 4 or 5 games we've played, and I scored a couple in 2 of them, so I guess about 7. Not sure. But it's good to have that in as well. I seem to get me chances and get in the right positions in the big games. But to be fair, I can't take all the credit for it, because it's very rare that I'm getting the ball on the halfway line and dribbling through like 10, 11 players. It's to do with the teammates putting in good crosses or the good team play beforehand. So I can't take all the credit. It's just I happen to be there finishing it off sometimes.
My favourite cup final goal of yours, Billy, the headed goal against Spennymoor at Billingham St Thonia.
Jamie Howard thrust it in.
That's
that
right.
was the equaliser, wasn't it? Because we felt like that was our first cup final for a while, and it was my first cup final for Shildon. And playing Spennymoor, obviously, I'm not sure if they went up that season or the season after, but they're always one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team. And we went into that thinking, well, we just have to try and play our game, see what happens. I know we had Paul Connor was at a wedding as well, so I don't think I would have even started if Paul Connor was there.
He needs to get his priorities right, Billy, doesn't he?
Yeah. And I remember we had that blue kit on, but we had bright yellow socks as well for some reason. It didn't match at all. And yeah, the header, I think it was Cal Griff who was marking us right back, and a few minutes earlier he'd gone down with cramp. So I was like, well, I'm going to pull off on him because I don't think he was going to be able to jump very well. And luckily, Jamie laser guided the ball to me head, and I managed to head it in past our future goalkeeper, Kyle Hayes.
You Kevin?
Yeah, you said you've scored a few goals in cup finals. Hopefully you score some more this season in FA Vars.
That's the aim, but like I said, we can't get ahead of ourselves. We've still got a long way to go, and we've got some good teams to play. Just have to take it each day as it comes, each game as it comes. And that's whether I get my players back as well, because like I said, Dean and Sweetie up front have been really good. Kurt as well has come in sort of out of the cold, and he's been one of our better players as well. So I'm just going to concentrate on getting myself fit, supporting the lads. If I get to come on and I get to make an impact, I'll do my best. But it'd be great for the team and great for the club if we manage to get to the final. We just need to take it one game at a time and see what happens.
All those years ago, Billy, can you remember how did it come about that you joined Shildon?
I was at Durham, and Dickie Ord was my manager, and he said the children had come in for us, and I didn't know much about Shildon, but I was sort of at Durham. It was sort of like Dickie Ord had his close group of friends who worked with him at Soccer Arena, and sometimes I felt like he was being favourable to them over me. Didn't really. I wasn't playing my best at Durham. I was playing right midfield and stuff, which, like I say, I prefer playing up front, but I was having to do a job out there. So I felt like it was possibly time that I tried something else, and Shildon were the team that came in for us, and I met with Gary Forrest, and the rest is history, as they say. But the first game I remember, because I was cup tied, it was a Challenge Cup game. We had Newton Aycliffe, and Gaz had neglected to tell me that we were playing away from home, so I spent about 3 hours trying to find Shildon. Finally got there's no lights on, and I'm like, Gaz, where am I here? He's like, oh, we're playing at Newton Aycliffe. So I had to spend another 2 hours trying to find Newton Aycliff, somewhere I've never been before, Shildon or Newton Aycliffe. Driving around deep Durham by myself.
Yeah, you can walk there in 20 minutes.
Well, I wish I'd known. I should have found you there, so I could get away there. But yeah, and I remember we won that game, and then I managed to play. I think my first game was Towelaw. It took a while for us to get my first goal for Shildon as well. I remember my first goal, I managed to score 3 against Concert. So the rest is, like I say, the rest is history. We went on from there, and we've become one of the most successful teams in the Northern League of recent years.
I remember when you first started, you were so quiet we couldn't get a word out of you. Now you don't shut up.
Well, it wouldn't be a good interview if I didn't speak. But yeah, I was only like I was still young, and I think I was probably younger than my years as well at the time. Like I think it took a bit longer for me to mature and come out of my shell. But yeah, because I've been here so long, I know everyone like as if I've known them all my life basically, and I've been the one constant basically in the dressing room while everyone's coming and gone, with maybe the exception of Bobby, but he did go and then come back. But I knew him from playing for Hetton Lions anyway. But yeah, it's good to be sort of the base that everyone seems to know when they come in or when they leave, and it's nice to be like that. And it's, like I say, it's a lovely club and everyone talks to each other. There's no battering from the fans or anything like you see at certain other clubs. Like everyone seems to be pulling towards the same goal really, and that's been as successful as we can be.
Just to finish, Billy, off the top of your head, can you name another footballer, even in the Premier League, that's simply known by his Christian name, like you are? We've talked about putting Billy on the back of your shirt.
Well, it'd be easier, wouldn't it? To save on the letters anyway. Just probably you just have to some Brazilian player. Just compare us to some Brazilian player if you want. Was this Robinho or something like that? But that, yeah, it's nice and easy. I think it's more because people can't pronounce my second name very well.
Well, thanks very much for your time, Billy.
Thank you.
And it's nice to see you again. Seems a long time.
Yeah, fingers crossed we'll be back at games soon and we can talk in real life.
Middle of April, I think they're talking for the Vars, aren't they? It's not far away now.
Not far. We'll see. We have to get ready and we'll see how we get on.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
See you
Thanks a
later.
lot.
Cheers. See you later.